Cronkite News starts now.
Welcome to this Friday edition of Cronkite News. I'm Tina Giuliano.
And I'm Jose Solis. Thank you for joining us.
Jane D. Hull, the first woman elected as governor of Arizona, has died. She was 84. Her husband, Terry, also passed away Thursday. They died of natural causes within hours of each other, according to former Governor Jan Brewer. Governor Doug Ducey announced her death on Twitter, saying Hull, quote, dedicated 25 years to principled public service. Hull was Secretary of State and then became governor when Fife Symington resigned from office. Voters kept her in the office in 1998. There's been an outpouring of remembrances for her on social media.
As COVID-19 continues to spread, an industry group says Arizona hospitals that have canceled elective surgeries are feeling huge financial pressure. Elective surgeries were canceled on the orders of Governor Ducey while hospitals prepared for a surge of coronavirus patients, but they say this hasn't happened. The order was designed to open space for a surge of virus patients and preserve limited supplies of masks, gowns, gloves, and other protective equipment. The Arizona Hospital and Healthcare Association says facilities are planning furloughs, pay cuts, forced vacations, or other measures to reduce costs as revenue has plummeted by as much as 40%. So they want Governor Ducey to ease up on the ban of elective surgeries he imposed March 19th.
Health experts are now recommending people wear some form of mask when they're out in public to help prevent a greater spread of the coronavirus. One family in Chandler has made it their mission to make as many masks as they can to give to anyone who needs it. Cronkite News reporter Dylan McKim spoke with one of the family members trying to protect Arizona families.
We probably work on these 20 hours a day.
Brittany Burgoyne and her family and friends are doing everything they can.
We've probably made, at least 2,000 to 3,000 in the past 2 weeks.
They have been hand-making masks and giving them out for free to anyone that needs them, an idea that Burgoyne came up with to help people like her 1.5-year-old son that have an underlying condition.
We wanted everybody else to not have to worry about their children that also, or their family members that also have it.
Their operation was a success from the start.
I thought maybe a few people would want them, and then I got, in the first day, probably 100 or 200 messages about them.
Burgoyne gave out over 200 masks in the first day, and the requests haven't slowed down.
A lot of people come right at 10 a.m., and there's, 5 or 6 people at least that line up, and at a time, sometimes even more.
But as Burgoyne tried to help protect other families, tragedy struck her own.
Actually, about 2 days ago, my grandpa passed away from it.
The coronavirus took the life of Burgoyne's grandfather, and instead of taking a day off like most people would, the family continued to make more masks.
He would prefer us to keep other people's family members safe rather than to take the day off.
This act of humanity from the Burgoyne family has inspired others to help as well.
A lot of people just come and help because they think it's a good thing and they want to help get masks out to everybody we can.
Burgoyne believes that if she continues to get the materials she needs, she can keep this going for as long as needed.
I just want to keep everybody as safe as possible.
Dylan McKim, Cronkite News.
Burgoyne is now looking for donations of sewing supplies, fabric, and elastic to continue her efforts of helping our community.
With most people working from home, their professional attire is sitting in their closet. Dry cleaners are now feeling the impact. So one business in Tucson has switched up business wear for personal protective equipment. Sparkle Cleaners in Tucson lost 70% of their volume overnight. The machines are still running, but instead of professional clothes, they're switching their efforts to masks.
You see everything you built and done go kind of away overnight, and I just needed something for all of us to feel good about.
Sparkle Cleaners takes reusable personal protective equipment from Banner UMC and cleans them for free. In order to ensure the equipment is cleaned, the drying time is extended and happens at over 167 degrees. They've cleaned and dried thousands of scrubs and masks over the past few weeks.
During this time of social distancing and quarantine, people are continuing to make connections and go out on dates. But now people are going on dates virtually. I talked to people from across the country about their experiences dating their significant others over a computer screen.
Normally, when people go out on dates, it's to the movies, restaurants, and spending quality time in person. But the coronavirus pandemic has people quarantined in their houses. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has recommended maintaining at least 6 feet of distance between yourself and other people outside of your home. So dating now is a unique task to navigate.
So I guess we feel kind of like disconnected right now. It's a little sad.
So people are using video chat technology like Zoom and FaceTime to have virtual dates. For some, it involves doing activities they used to do, but in a different way.
And so we've had moments when we are on FaceTime or on Google Hangout and we're not even talking. We're just watching Netflix together.
And for others, it's virtual speed dating.
So it was like there was like a lot of awkwardness because we're all still getting used to this. Maybe if it was like 4 events in, I'd be totally used to speed dating through Zoom, but like it was just such a culture shock.
For Gabrielle Noel, social distancing is important because she lives with her older parents, but she and her girlfriend are still adapting to dating during this time.
It's hard to be on the same page about social distancing because it depends on like what news sources that you're reading and like your family members, how serious they're taking it. And then it's hard because both of us are very like social people.
People are staying inside, using their computers to navigate the dating world. Online speed dating parties to one-on-one video chats with their significant other, technology is proving to be helpful in developing connections with others during quarantine.
I'm almost like building stronger friendships with those people, like people that I would have just like waited to see at a party.
Dating sites like OkCupid wrote on Twitter, a cool thing about our app is that you can social distance yourself and flirt at the same time. Hinge wrote on Twitter, PSA, please wash your hands before you steal your Hinge date's fries. It's okay to share fries, but not germs. Mireya and her boyfriend Joe have been dating since last December. They go to different universities in Texas with a short drive in between them, but spend almost every weekend together.
I think we definitely would fare better because like we have more practice, if you will, going periods without seeing each other.
For Mireya and Joe, they video chat and have virtual dates often since the beginning of quarantine.
We had done a lunch date, so I was eating pizza and he was eating, I don't remember, something else. And we were both sitting at our respective tables and talking like we would at any other normal like lunch date.
Even though social distancing creates challenges, it's something the couple wants to face together.
Because I care about her and she cares about me, and like I think we're really good together. Just like we'd be dating if this wasn't happening. So
meanwhile, there are those who are used to quarantine. Catherine Poe is immunocompromised. Since her bone marrow transplant, she's been social distancing.
And I've been living in social isolation pretty much ever since. When you remove someone's immune system, you are automatically susceptible to literally everything.
She met her boyfriend Liam 2 months before her transplant, starting the relationship with strict social distancing rules.
For us, I think it's really just been about communication and kind of talking through and, having very solid boundaries in a relationship.
During this coronavirus quarantine, Catherine says they've gone back to their old habits and stay inside together. Catherine says even though this time is stressful, continuing the relationship is important.
Things that Liam has said to me a lot is that like love is a promise that you keep to someone. And especially in our relationship, I want to keep that promise, and so does he.
Temperatures are rising across the valley, and Tina, it seems like it's about time too anyway, right?
Right. It is sure starting to warm up out there. Annabella is standing by right now with a look at our 8-day forecast as we head into the weekend. Annabella?
Things are warming up here in the valley. This weekend, we're going to see some warmer temperatures. Starting off at 6 o'clock p.m., it will be 82 degrees. We'll see 85 degrees at 8 o'clock p.m. and things will cool off as we go later into the evening, and we'll see 70 degrees at 10 o'clock p.m. Next up, we have your day planner for tomorrow. It looks like we'll have clear skies all day, and we'll see 62 degrees at 8 o'clock a.m., 72 degrees at noon, and then things will heat up and we'll see 78 degrees at 4 o'clock p.m. And then once things cool back down, we'll see 73 degrees at 8 o'clock p.m. Let's take a look at your state highs for tomorrow. Things are slowly heating up north, but we're not seeing any extreme heat yet. We're seeing only a high of 52 degrees in Flagstaff, 60 degrees in Prescott. Things are warming up as we move further south into the state. Phoenix will have a high of 80 degrees, and Tucson will see a high of 79 degrees tomorrow. And finally, I have your 8-day forecast. Let's take a look at your weekend here first. Tomorrow we have sunny skies and a high of 80 degrees, and Sunday we'll have a high of 85 degrees. So we're looking at a really warm and sunny weekend here. Moving on to the rest of the week, Monday we'll have a high of 88 degrees, but it looks like we'll see some cloudy skies there, but the rest of the week looks pretty sunny. We will have a high of 93 degrees on Wednesday and a high of 96 degrees on Friday. This week is really giving us a taste of summer weather here in Arizona. For Cronkite News Weather, I'm Annabelle Punty. Have a great weekend.
The announcement that DeAndre Hopkins was joining the Arizona Cardinals was made almost 2 weeks ago, but it didn't become official until today. DeAndre Hopkins is a household name for elite talent in the NFL, and now he's a household name for the Cardinals. After being traded to Arizona for David Johnson and 2 draft picks, the 3-time All-Pro and 4-time Pro Bowl wide receiver feels like he has some catching up to do. But he thinks he fits well into the system.
With this offense, it's obviously going to take a lot of meetings outside of the facility. Communication is going to be key, but that's something that, we're working on now, meeting up together, just Kyler and I, just working out and, going over the offense. So I don't think it's going to be something that would be a big problem because we're professional athletes, and I've been in the NFL for 7 years and played under 2 different offenses. So, I'm familiar with offensive changes. So I think it'll be, pretty smooth.
With the already solid core of wideouts in Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk, the addition of Hopkins has the makings of one of the most talented wide receiver groups in the NFL.
ASU basketball fans received some exciting news when their team landed one of the highest-rated recruits in school history. But what was it that persuaded the standout from Lakewood, California, to come to the desert? Cronkite News reporter CJ Jairez has the story.
Sometimes I get mad at myself for picking such good schools, but I know next year I can only choose one. The next step in my life, I'll be moving to Tempe and going to ASU. Works out.
That was Josh Christopher on Monday, making the announcement he would be heading to Tempe to become a Sun Devil. The 5-star shooting guard should have an immediate impact at the next level.
They're getting a very, very physical guard who can score in a variety of ways. He can post you up, he can drive you, he can score on the second shot.
Frank Burleson has reported on basketball prospects for nearly 40 years. The Hall of Fame writer believes the 6'4", 205-pound guard from Mayfair High School will be a tough matchup for opposing teams.
I'd say he probably averaged, 12 to 15 free throws a game because he was just this combination of skill with the ball in his hands and then, size and strength and quickness and determination. I mean, he's just very, very, very difficult to contain.
Christopher joins his older brother Caleb, who was a freshman on this past season's ASU team. The two were backcourt mates in high school and will be reunited on the hardwood come next season. Sun Devil source publisher Chris Cartman believes that could have tipped the scale when it came to deciding where to play.
After ASU signed Caleb Christopher, that was his only scholarship offer. You knew that Josh Christopher was going to be around the program a lot, and he probably was at a third of ASU's games this past season.
Josh had offers from Missouri, UCLA, Kentucky, and Michigan. Many believed he would join fellow 5-star recruit Isaiah Todd in Ann Arbor. When Christopher announced that he would actually be going to Tempe, it stirred quite the buzz online. Bobby Hurley has helped bring some serious talent with Christopher and another highly recruited California hooper, Marcus Bagley.
They're the 2 highest rated guys in any individual class in modern history. We call it the internet history.
With Christopher Bagley and all the key pieces returning, this is a team that's not only challenges for a Pac-12 championship, but has the ability to make a deep run into the NCAA tournament.
The commitment is huge for ASU. ESPN has Christopher as the 10th ranked prospect in the nation, which makes him the highest ranked recruit ever landed by Arizona State in the ESPN 100 era. From Phoenix, CJ Chidas, Cronkite News.
The future's looking bright for Sun Devil Hoops. Shortly after receiving the Josh Christopher commitment, Ohio State transfer Luther Muhammad announced he'll be joining ASU next year as well. Muhammad will most likely have to sit out a year due to transfer rules.
That's it for Cronkite News. From our homes to yours, thank you for watching.
For Arizona news updates throughout the day, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Have a wonderful weekend.